We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. Just me today. We have MLB, we have NHL, we have NBA to get through, so we got a lot to go through. So we'll quickly recap yesterday, and then we'll head into the chat, and then we'll get into today's games. Yesterday was up 0.78 units, so a slight update yesterday. The NBA was not particularly great. If I would have went with my leans and added my leans, it would have been a little bit better. But the only plays I ended up getting to were Miami plus 2.5 first half, and Miami plus 6 full game. Double loser there. Very frustrating. It happens. That was just a terrible read, and it is what it is. Hockey was strong yesterday as we continue doing pretty well in the NHL. After a really poor start, I think it was 6-13-1 at one point, down over 7 units. We have gone on a really nice run, and now we're 19-16-3 overall, up 5 units. Tampa Bay Lightning plus 120 gets the job done. The Wild losing overtime, which cost me my sweep. That was annoying there. But the over 5.5 Toronto-Montreal was a nice winner there. Ottawa forces game 5 back in Toronto. And then Colorado ties up the series with the -1 cover there. So 3-1 in the NHL. And MLB up 0.83 units overall. Went, 5-4-1. Cleveland, money line was a winner. The first 5 over with Detroit was a loser. Cincinnati -1.5 was a winner. The over 4 first 5, Texas, San Fran was a push, thanks to 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. The team total over for the Giants was a loser. Houston -1 was a loser. Tampa Bay first 5 was a winner, and the double up on the Roki overs were winners. Their first 5 over 4.5, full game over 8.5. Dodgers ended up winning that game 8-4, so nice double up there to end the night with those overs. So overall, profitable day yesterday. So hopefully we'll continue on to today. We'll head over to the chat, and then we will get into today's games. Tariq Skubal is dead to me if the Tigers don't win by over 1.5 today. Interesting. Let's get that cash, boys. Here to listen and learn. Hope 446 doesn't tick off the Earls too much. We need sports talk. We need to talk sports and avoid worthless banter. 100% agree. I kind of want to take some over in the Tigers game as Tariq insurance, since Kramer has hit the over in all of his games except for the 7-0 game. Yeah, I mean, I definitely like overs with Kramer on the mound. The big question is, what does Tariq Skubal look like? And for me in that game, I think Skubal could pitch pretty well. So I think I'm going to probably take the first 5 over, but I'll probably counter that, or not counter, but hedge it, maybe not hedge it, but add to it with the Detroit first 5 -0.5 or something along those lines. I do think there's a nice edge with the Tigers in that game. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Well put, Craig. Nice to you join us. There you go. Howdy, y'all. What's good, ISX? Nice, Nick. What up, gang? What's good, Drewski? Supness. What is good, Lex? We will get into today's card. We're going to start it off in our nation's capital, the Washington Nationals and the New York Mets. The Nationals the Mets -140 favorites with a total of 8 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this spot between Tyler McGill and Mitchell Parker. This line opened up Mets -155. It's down to a 140. So we do have a move towards the Nationals in this game. Line opened up at a 9, down to an 8.5, all the way down to an 8, and we could see 7.5s out there. At that point, at that number, I want nothing to do with that under. And it would be looking towards maybe taking a shot with the over in this game if it's dropped a 1.5. Almost 2 runs there. 53% tickets and 50% of cash on the under in that game. 71% tickets, 75% of cash on the Mets. Yet this line is moving towards the Nationals. Does make me think that the Nationals are alive in this game. McGill, 1.09 ERA, 1.26 whip. He's been awesome. 10.95 strikeouts per 9, which is 28%. 4.01 walks per 9, a 3.08 BABIP, but 2.17 FIP, and a 3.52 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Mitchell Parker with a 1.39 ERA, 1.93 whip, 5.57 strikeouts per nine, which is 16%, 3.06 walks per nine, a 191 BABIP, a 3.4 FIP, and a 4.76 ERA. Bullpen edge, massive one towards the Mets. Hitting edge, slight one towards the Nationals, 102 WRC plus, which is 19th, compared to 99, which is 13th for the Mets against lefties. So the Mets are league average against lefties. This number dropping the way it has does make me a little bit interested in an over in this game, especially if you can get a 7.5, especially when this line opened up around at a 9. I think that I think a lot of people are going to see these two pitchers on the mound today with these really low ERAs and be like, oh, this game's got to go under, right? Let's take a look at the weather real quick. That's one thing I do want to look at. The wind is blowing in at 17 miles an hour, so I do understand why people like the under in this game. And let me grab the bullpen usage real quick as well, because this Nationals bullpen is terrible. That is one thing that we gotta remember. I do look up to see whether or not I can get a 7.5 in this game. If it's 8, then I'll lay off. I see a lot of 8 and 8 used heavily to an under, so maybe it's sitting somewhere that we can go ahead and attack. But that would be the only way I would look at this game. So if I can find a 7.5, which I can find a 7.5 on Fanatics. I can find a 7.5 on ESPN Bet, DraftKings, Bovada. I think this line's gone too far. I want to take a look at what the bullpens look like, because Mitt not going to be available for the Mets. I know that. And they used Kranick yesterday as well, if I remember right. I'm just waiting on the and they have used a decent amount of bullpen, but the Mets have used a lot of bullpen, and it's just worked for them this year. The Nationals, they could be available today. Salazar threw 30 yesterday, probably won't be. And Cole Henry threw 25 yesterday. 54 pitches in the last 3 games for them. For the Mets, definitely won't be available. He's now on the IL. That's great. Reed Garrett's throwing back-to-back. Danny Young threw 19. Kranick threw 15. Stanek had the day off yesterday, and so did Buto. I could see this being a game that we see runs scored, because I think Mitchell Parker is someone that I don't expect to have a 3 ERA or a 1 ERA the rest of the year. And I think this line's moved too far because people see 2 really good pitchers or 2 pitchers with really good ERAs, and they immediately go to the under. I'm gonna jump on this over at 7.5 at -115. Over on Fanatics is where I was able to find it. I'm going to go Mets Nats over 7.5 -115 here. Let's see. What's good, Stop Geo? Morning, Nick and chat. What's good? There you go. Hell yeah! Got the that was the double up on the Dodger game. Yeah, early game equals dog barking. I mean, we have a lot of early games today. This is not just the only early day, but yeah, I would lean Nationals or no bet in this game. That's because these number, the way the market's moving suggests that maybe McGill's a little bit vulnerable. Natties, Mets tomorrow. I could see that. That would be the only way I'd look at an under in this game would be the first 5. Series end 2-2. I don't know. The Mets should take 3 out of 4, but I'm not going to rely on that. We'll move on. Game 1 of the doubleheader here, Yankees and Blue Jays. The Yankees are on -195, 200 favorites in this game, total of 8.5. Line opened up in an 8.5. It's now -180. It's now -197. Line opened up in an 8, -120. It's now 8.5, -105. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, 88% tickets, 93% of cash on the Yankees. The line's moving towards them. And 70% tickets, 59% cash coming in on the over. The line is moving towards the over. For this matchup, we have Gausman taking on Fried. Gausman, a 3.16 ERA, 0.86 WHIP, 7.47 strikeouts per nine with 22%, 1.72 walks per nine, a 2.13 BABIP, a 3.6 FIP, and a 3.79 SIERA. Max Fried, 1.42 ERA, 1.01 WHIP, 8.53 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%, 1.99 walks per nine, a 2.56 BABIP, a 2.9 FIP, and a 3.41 SIERA. Bullpen edge going to the Blue Jays. Edge goes towards the Blue Jays here. 142 WRC plus, which is third baseball against lefties. The Blue Jays are smashing lefties. On the flip side, the Yankees are hitting righties as well. 125 WRC plus, which is third. This is another game where I could see an early over, and I could see both these teams getting on the board early here in this spot. But ultimately not a game I'm going to get involved with. I guess I lean Yankees or no bet in this game. If I am betting aside, I do, which is kind of interesting. I just see a pitching advantage for the Yankees. Actually, I take that back. I don't know if it would be Yankees or no bet because Blue Jays are the better bullpen. They do have the according to FIP and Sierra so far this season, they have the better bullpen. And they are hitting better against lefties than the Yankees are against righties. So ultimately, it's a stay off spot here. I could see maybe a Blue Jays team total. Maybe they get defreed in this spot, but and with the low total, not a low total, an 8.5, with them being a decent dog, you're going to get a good number. But they are a road team. But yeah, it's a pass for me here in this one. Yankees cash cow. I don't know because I feel like I've messed up what the cash cow is as of late. I don't remember. I need to go back and look at what the exact ones are for it. Because I missed a couple yesterday, which the Dodgers would have won and covered, and the and what do you call it, and the Athletics wouldn't have, but I don't see any for today. It doesn't look like there's any. It doesn't look like it's a cash cow, this one. 1 day in Queen City. All right. We'll move on. The Boston Red Sox are taking on the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians are minus 110 favorites with a total of 7.5. Taking a look at the line history in this one here, where we have Boston. There we go. Brian Bayo taking on Logan Allen. My line opened up 109, still a 109. Line opened up 7.5 minus 120. It's now 7.5 minus 115. So a slight move towards the under. No line movement on the side. 50% of tickets and 79% cash on the Red Sox. The line's really not moved. It's 88 and 84 on the over in this one here. We have Brian Bayo taking on Logan Allen. Bayo, 1.80 ERA, 1.40 whip. I think he's only thrown once, though. So take that with a grain of salt. On the other side, Logan Allen's been pretty good. 2.11 ERA, 1.31 whip, 6.75 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%. 4.22 walks per nine, and 270 BABIP, but 3.54 FIP and a 4.82 Sierra. Bullpen edge, Guardians. Hitting edge, Red Sox, 109 WRC plus, which is 7th against lefties, compared to 106, which is 13th against righties for the Guardians. Another game I didn't really have too much interest in. It would be a slight lean towards the Guards in this one if I had to take a shot with anything in this one, but not a game I was overly enthusiastic to get involved with, and I think was a pretty simple pass here in this one for me. So just a small lean towards the Guardians in this game, but not one I'm getting involved with. MGM 20% boost on Jets money line at minus 113. I like the over 6.5 in Colorado, Edmonton. It would be LA Kings in Edmonton, but yeah. Dropping off a car, then back to VA. There you go. The video didn't start auto playing when. Yeah, sometimes YouTube, you have to refresh it. That's one thing I have noticed is sometimes it won't just start auto playing, because I've had a few times where I've had to refresh other people's streams in order to get them up. But yeah, LAK is free. We'll talk about that. Will be the last game we talk about on the show. I'm very much opposed to that. But yeah. LOL, yeah, LA King, yeah, you're all good. I just want to make sure we had the right game. We'll move on though to the next one here: the Detroit Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles. We have the Tigers minus 195 favorites with a total of 7.5 in this game. Low total, as we've noticed that the Orioles have kind of slowed down hitting a little bit. Their rotation still kind of sucks, but I feel like it's the Orioles costing me these first 5 overs. Which is interesting. So maybe I counteract that with the first 5 run line here in the spot. Line opened up at a 198, a 180. It's now 198. Line opened up in a 7.5 even money. It's now 7.5 plus 105. We have 84% tickets, 82% cash is on the over in this one here. We have 81% tickets, 63% of cash is on the Tigers. The line's moving towards the Tigers. We have good old Scooby Snacks, Tariq Skubal taking on Dean Kramer. Kramer, 6.84 ERA, 1.60 whip, 6.12 strikeouts per nine, which is 15%, 1.44 walks per nine, a 3.33 BABIP, a 5.91 FIP, and a 4.29 SIERA. On the flip side, Tariq Skubal, 2.83 ERA, 1.12 whip, 9.1 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, 1.57 walks per nine, a 3.04 BABIP, a 2.89 FIP, and a 3.21 SIERA. The bullpen edge going towards Detroit, the hitting edge going towards Detroit, 109 WRC plus, which is ninth, compared to 54, which is 29th for the Orioles. They do not hit lefties at all, and that is the one thing I am concerned taking this first five over with the Orioles here in this spot. I feel like I'm only asking the Orioles to give me a run, though. I think the Tigers can do most of the heavy lifting when it comes to this total, and I think that also leads me a little bit more towards a first five run line with the Tigers in this one here, asking them to come out here and take care of business early. Wow, the only problem is that is minus 145 for a minus one. Actually, I can get first five minus a half over on BetMGM. I am going to do that, and I'm getting the first five over 4 at minus 105 over on Bet365. I'm going to take both of those there. I do think the Tigers are able to put up at least 3 of the runs, and then I'm asking for 1 for a push, 2 for a win with the first five over here from the Orioles. So Tigers first five minus a half for me, minus 110, or not minus 110, minus 130. And then the first five over 4 on this one as well at minus 105 over on Bet365. Let's see. Tariq, Tigers minus 1.5 plus 114, but feel uneasy about it. Might sprinkle some over 7.5. I do like the over. That is one thing is we've seen Tariq Skubal kind of struggle this year a little bit, and I think we might be getting value betting against him, but I do like the first five run line. I just feel like Tariq isn't going to be anywhere near the pitcher he was last year. Fair. You can do over 2.5 first 3 for plus 114. I don't hate that either. That's not a bad look either, but I'll stick to just the first five run line and the first five over 4. So let me grab that real quick. These games do start in about an hour, so let me grab or an hour and a half. No, more than that. Never mind. But yeah, first five over 4 minus 105. That's locked and loaded. And then we go over real quick and take the first five minus a half for the Tigers at minus 130 as well. But we'll move on. Next game on the card. Moving through this. Nice pace. Let's keep going that way. Minus 175 for the Minnesota Twins, total 7.5 in this game. We'll take a look at the matchup here. Jose Soriano taking on Joe Ryan. This line opened up 153 for the Twins, now 173 for the Twins. So we have a pretty significant move towards Minnesota here in this one. Line opened up at an 8 at minus 110. It's now at 7.5 at minus 110. So we have a full half run line movement towards the under in this game. Let's get up the cash flow in the spot for it, where we have 69% of tickets and 69% of cash. Nice. Is on the Minnesota Twins. 89% tickets and 86% of the cash on the over in this one here. Taking a look at the pitching matchup, Jose Soriano, a 4.34 ERA, 1.52 whip, 6.83 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 4.34 walks per nine, a 3.21 BABIP, a 4.3 FIP, and a 4.11 SIERA. On the flip side, Joe Ryan, 4 ERA, 1.96 whip, 9.33 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%. 1 walks per nine, a 2.65 BABIP, a 4.25 FIP, and a 3.06 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Minnesota. Hitting edge, Minnesota. 102 WRC plus, which is 18th, compared to 94, which is 22nd. This is Minnesota or no bet for me if I am looking at the side. It's just, have they gotten a little bit too expensive here? I would lean more towards the yeah, they probably have. I just don't know if I want to get involved with the Angels at this number. It'd be an under as well. I like both these pitchers. I do expect better from them. These offenses don't particularly scare me. It'd be a first five under, though, because I do not trust the Angel bullpen, especially with no Ben Joyce in it. So it's a small lean towards a first five under, and the Twins probably on a -1 line, which the -1 line is probably a little expensive here for this game. I actually want to take a look what Twins -1 would be. Because I have a feeling that we're out of price range for it. It's -175 and plus, or I could see 170 and 130 Let's see what 170, 130 equals. Minus 117. It's not a bad price for it. Not one I'm going to get involved with, but I feel like the Twins could win and cover a minus 1 line here in this game, but it's a pass here. Twins minus 1.5. Feel a lot better about that than the Tigers bet. Twins have been hitting recently against decently good pitchers too. Yeah, it is Twins minus 1 or no bet, and maybe I might circle back and grab some Twins minus 1. It's minus 117. Do I just pull the trigger on it? I like Joe Ryan. I project him for positive regression. Lions moving towards them. They're not overly. Yeah, no, I'm going to move on the Twins here in this one. Twins minus 1, minus 117. I believe they're going for the sweep as well. So yeah, I'll move on it here. It's over on Bet365, minus 170 on the money line, plus 130 on the run line, minus 117 on the minus 1 line here. Twins minus 1, minus 117. We'll head to the next game. Oh, I already clicked on the next game. Kansas City Royals and the Houston Astros. The Astros minus 135 favorites, total 7.5 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this one, line opened up 125. It's now 137 for the Astros. Line opened up at an 8 at even money. It's now down to a 7.5, minus 106. Taking a look at the cash flow, 54% tickets and 63% cash is on the under. The line has moved in that direction. 62 and 64 is on the Astros. So it's also moved in that direction here. Hunter Brown versus Chris Bubich. This might be the pitching matchup of the day so far. This is a good one. Max Fried and Kevin Gausman's pretty good too. And Mitchell Parker and McGill is kind of a low-key ace-off. But we have Hunter Brown, a 1.16 ERA, 0.74 whip, 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 28%, 1.74 walks per 9, a 222 BABIP with a 203 FIP and a 2.79 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Chris Bubich, 1.45 ERA, 1.06 whip, 9.58 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%, 2.61 walks per 9, a 280 BABIP, a 2.36 FIP, a 2.38 FIP, and a 3.31 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Astros. Hitting edge going towards the Astros, 88 WRC plus, which is 16th, compared to 72, which is 29th. Neither of these teams are hitting particularly well, but both these teams have played 2-0 games. The last 2 games have both been 2-0 Royal wins. Feels like this could be another low-scoring game, but do you really want to back another under after we've seen 2-0 games? These are 2 pitchers I do trust, and I do think could come out here and shove against 2 offenses that are not doing much. Sharp money on this under. I kind of do lean under the total in this game. And would it be first 5 or full game? It looks like it could be a full game under. The Royals bullpen would be the only thing that semi-worries me there, but it'd be leaning towards an under in this game, but not what I'm getting involved with. Twins smash Angels. Jet lagged. All right. Angels offense has been pretty bad the last 10, yeah. Over 7.5. All right, so we kind of disagree with that one there. I kind of lean under, but hey, I'm not betting it, so good luck. Let's keep it going. St. Louis Cardinals and Milwaukee Brewers. Pick them in this game, total of 8 in this spot. Taking a look at the line history in this one here between Quintana and Fetty. Line opened up minus 120. It's down to a 107. Line opened up in a 7.5 minus 125. It's now down to an 8. So we move towards the over and a move towards the my bad. Where was this? Line move towards the over and a line move towards the Brewers in this game, suggesting Fetty could be a little bit vulnerable in this spot. We have 68% tickets and 86% cash on the Brewers. The line's moving significantly towards them. And then we have 69% tickets, 68% cash on the over. The line's move slightly towards the over here as well, suggesting to me that Eric Fetty should get hit. And my numbers actually like him to get hit a little bit in this game. Same with Quintana. Quintana, 0.96 ERA, 1.02 whip, 4.34 strikeouts per 9, which is 13%, 2.41 walks per 9, 236 BABIP, but 3.56 whip, and a 4.73 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Eric Fetty, a 3.33 ERA, 1.15 whip, 4.33 strikeouts per 9, which is 12%, 4.67 walks per 9, a 195 BABIP, a 506 FIP, and a 6 SIERA. Definitely he is the second highest SIERA on the slate behind Randy Vasquez, which we'll talk about in a little bit later, a pitcher that I am looking to bet against. The bullpens are pretty similar. The edge does go towards Milwaukee. The hitting edge goes towards St. Louis, though, 111 WRC plus, which is 6th against lefties, compared to the Brewers' 108 WRC plus, which is 11th against righties. So both these pitchers, I think, could get hit in this game, and that's exactly what my numbers are suggesting. That's exactly what the markets are suggesting. And they're suggesting that it's more Eric Fetty gets hit than it does Quintana gets hit, but I can see both these pitchers vulnerable in this game. I'm seeing 7.5 minus 125 over on ESPN Bet. I could definitely see that. Milwaukee team total over is a little expensive there, 3.5 minus 140. Not one I'm going to get involved with there, but I will take a stab at this full game over, and I will. Do I want the 7.5 at minus 125? Do I want the 8 at minus 110? I'll take the 7.5 at minus 125 in this one here, the over in this spot. And I'll take a chance that both these pitchers do what they're supposed to and get hit in this game, as my advanced metrics are kind of projecting for them here. So it is, for me, the over 8 in this one. Oh, my bad. Over 7.5 minus 125 over on ESPN Bet. Then I'm getting 8 on Cappertek, but 7.5 for me here, minus 125 over for me. I just don't like seeing 2 unders in a row. That's fair. That's totally fair. But we'll move on. We have the Cincinnati Reds looking for the sweep over the Colorado Rockies, because everybody's sweeping the Rockies right now because this is a pretty bad baseball team. And let's take a look at the the line history in this one here, where we have Nick Lodolo taking on Ryan Feltner. Line opened up 140, it's down to a 127. I feel like we've seen this every single game in this series, though, is that the Sharps are all over the Rockies, and the Sharps have lost with the Rockies back-to-back times. Actually, I don't know if the Sharps were on the Rockies yesterday, because I think they were on the Reds, and I was on the Reds as well yesterday and cashed the run line there for that one. Interesting line movement there. Line opened up at an 11. Money's now 11 at minus 123, suggesting that both these pitchers can get hit in this spot. 61% tickets and 72% cash on the over. So bigger bets are coming on this over. Explains the 23-cent line movement towards it. Ryan Feltner and Nick Lodolo. Lodolo, 2.79 ERA, 0.97 whip. 5.59 strikeouts per 9, which is 15%, 1.24 walks per 9, a 225 BABIP, a 4.3 FIP, and a 4.21 SIERA. On the flip side, Ryan Feltner, 3.86 ERA, 1.32 whip, 7.36 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%, 3.86 walks per 9, a 257 BABIP, a 4.7 FIP, and a 4.47 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Reds, but they both suck. And the hitting edge goes towards the Reds, 103 WRC plus, which is 17th, compared to 74, which is 23rd. Against lefties. It's pretty plain simple for me. I did lean over the total in this game, but I'm not taking over an 11 with a Colorado Rockies team that is not even 25% worse than league average against lefties. It's just not going to happen. But I can see some runs in this game. I understand why people like the over in this one. I think the Reds would have to do the heavy lifting for it. But with that being said, these are 2 really bad bullpens, so maybe this could be a live over once we see Lodolo out of the game. Maybe you grab a live over there and watch these bullpens just completely give up a lot of runs. I could see that as a possibility, is that we just try to feast off these bullpens. And I think if that's the case, we might get a better line in-game than we would pregame. So I would lean towards a live over in this game once Lodolo is removed, but it's a pass for me in this game, not what I'm getting involved with. We'll continue on. The Chicago White Sox and the Oakland Athletics, minus 205 favorites, total of 9.5 in this one here. Oswaldo Bido taking on Davis Martin. Line opened up 208, it's now 203. So we do a slight move towards those Athletics. Towards those White Sox, my bad. Line opened up 9.5 minus 105, still 9.5 at minus 105. So no line movement there on the total. With 63% tickets, 73% of cash on over, and the line not really moving. 77% tickets, 73% of cash on the Athletics. The line's moving against them. We have Davis Martin with a 3.95 ERA, 1.43 whip, 5.27 strikeouts per nine, which is 13%, 2.96 walks per nine, and 292 BABIP, a 507 FIP, and a 4.80 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Oswaldo Vito, 4.85 ERA, 1.58 whip, 5.54 strikeouts per nine, which is 14%, 3.46 walks per nine, and 310 BABIP, a 5.68 FIP, and a 5.33 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Oakland. Hitting edge, Oakland, 111 WRC plus, which is 7th, compared to 81, which is 28th. Not a game I'm particularly interested in, though. The markets are not helping me out too much. The markets are telling me maybe the White Sox are alive. My numbers don't like the White Sox too much, though, in this spot. But I do think that they could. I do think that this is a good opportunity for the Athletics to bounce back against a bad Oakland team. But am I laying $2 on the Athletics? The answer is simple: no. I will refuse to do that at all this year. They shouldn't ever be in favor of this type of number. So ultimately, it's a no bet for me with a slight lean towards the White Sox in this game. It would be White Sox early. Are we on the Mets today? And morning. I'm on the over 7.5 of the Mets game. I think we see runs in that spot in that game. I did not move on a total. I did not move on the side, just the total. We'll move on. We have 6 games remaining in the MLB. We have the San Francisco Giants taking on the Texas Rangers. Minus 130 for the Giants, total of 8 in this game. It was a mad game on that one there. I lost the team total, pushed the first 5 over. Felt lucky to push the first 5 over. Line opened up. This line flipped. No, it hasn't. It's still okay. It's Giants minus 127. Yep. Line opened up 125, got up to the 130 this morning, and then back to 127. Line opened up 8.5. It's juiced towards the under. It's now an 8, juiced towards the under still. So we have a move towards half run line movement towards the under here as well. 76% tickets, 73% cash on the over. Line's moving towards the under. Does appeal an under a little bit to me in this game. And then we have 58% tickets and 64% cash is on the Rangers. The line's moving slightly towards the Giants in this one here. We have pitching matchup between Jack Leiter and Jordan Hicks. Leiter has not pitched much. He got hurt earlier in the year after, I want to say, 2 starts. But he had a .90 ERA, .7 whip in those 2 starts. He was really strong. And on the flip side, Jordan Hicks, 5.69 ERA, 1.54 whip, 7.9 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 4.28 walks per nine, a 329 BABIP, but 3.98 FIP, and a 4.18 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Texas. Hitting edge goes towards San Fran, 103 WRC plus, which is 16th, compared to 87, which is 25th. I want to see something. I want to see how Leiter looks in his first start back after missing a few starts. So this would be probably a no play for me in this game. Just a small lean towards maybe the Rangers in this spot, and a lean towards the under in this game. I don't know if I can really trust Jordan Hicks, but I do expect better from Hicks. So I want to see it first from Leiter coming back from the injury. So am I getting involved in this game yet? No. Can I potentially? Yeah. It would be an under or no bet, though. We'll move on, and you guys should know exactly where we're going in this game with the way the market, or not with the way market is, the way the number is in this game. We have the Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers minus 325 favorites with a total of 8 in this game. And you guys see that number next to the Dodgers? Okay, so you know why I'm on the Pirates first 5 in full game in this game. So let's get into it here. First 5 money line as plus 240 over on Bet365. Full game money line plus 280 over on DraftKings. We're doubling up on the Pittsburgh Pirates in this game for big scores in this one here. Let's get into the line history in this one where we have, where is it? It's Dodgers. There we go. Tyler Glass now taking on Bailey Falter. Line opened up at a 290. It's all the way up to a 323. Line opened up at an 8.5 minus 105. It's now 8 minus 120. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game here, where we have 91% tickets, 92% cash on the Dodgers, 89 and 91 on the over in this one here. Bailey Falter, 5.19 ERA, 1.19 whip, 6.92 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 2.42 walks per nine, and 278 BABIP, a 4.41 FIP, and a 4.20 Sierra. On the flip side, Tyler Glasnow, 3.71 ERA, 1.18 whip, 12.18 strikeouts per nine, which is 32%, 5.29 walks per nine, a 222 BABIP, a 3.79 FIP, and a 3.63 Sierra. Bullpen edge does go towards the Dodgers. The hitting edge, though, goes towards the Pirates in this game. They're 109 WRC plus versus right-handed pitching, which is 8th. The Dodgers are 107, which is 9th. So a slight edge towards the Pirates in the hitting department against righties as of late, which is kind of surprising. And for me, this is pretty simple. No team should be minus 300 favorites. And no, it's not off to a good start. We did win our last one, but it's not off to a good start. But it's always time to turn it around. I promise you that this angle will be in the black by the end of the year. So we're on the Pirates in the first 5 at plus 240. We're on the Pirates in the full game plus 280. With the no team should be minus 300 fade in this one. Here, we'll continue on. The Arizona Diamondbacks and the Atlanta Braves. The Braves pick 'em favorites on the road here, minus 110, with a total of 8.5. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here, where we have Spencer Schwellenbach taking on Brandon Pfaadt. It opened up minus 108 Arizona. It's now minus 111 Atlanta. Line opened up minus 120 for the over 8.5. It's now minus 115. So we do have a lean toward slight move towards the under here as well. We have 31% of tickets and 64% cash on the Braves. The line has gone from dog to favorite on them. They are very, very appealing in this spot. 80% of tickets and 78% of cash on the over in this one as well. Let's take a look at Mr. Schwellenbach versus Brandon Pfaadt. Schwellenbach, a 2.56 ERA, 0.92 whip, 7.67 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%, 1.42 walks per nine, a 239 BABIP, a 3.12 FIP, and a 3.30 Sierra. On the flip side, Brandon Pfaadt, 2.73 ERA, 1.01 whip, 6.98 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 1.52 walks per nine, a 250 BABIP, a 4.37 FIP, and a 3.53 Sierra. Bullpen edge, Arizona. Hitting edge, Arizona. So I feel like if you want to back Schwellenbach in this game, you've got to take them early in this spot, which I want to take a look what the first 5 has done in this game and what we are looking at for the first 5. It looks like the first 5 is a pick 'em with a slight move towards Arizona in this one here. I would only look towards Arizona or only look towards Atlanta in the first 5. With the bullpen edge and with the hitting edge with Arizona, I don't want to take them full game, the Braves, and I do think that this is a decent Braves spot though in this one. So it kind of does make me want to take a shot here with the Braves in the first 5 innings. I want to take a look what that best available number is because I think I am going to move on it here in this one. Sharps are on the Braves, and everything correlates for me to take the Braves. And then with the advantages that the Diamondbacks do have, make me want to take them early in the first 5 innings. So Atlanta first 5 is where I'm going to be going in this game. The fact seeing them minus 120 for the full first 5, minus 115 over on Bet365 is where I'm going to land on it, and seeing them around minus 110. Yeah, that seems about right. But yeah, Braves first 5 for me, minus 115. We'll keep it going. 3 games remaining in the MLB, where we have the Seattle Mariners taking on the Miami Marlins. Minus 140 favorites are the Marlins with a total of 7.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have Logan Evans, I believe, making his major league debut today, taking on Max Meyer. What a pitching matchup this could be. This is the Mariners' top pitching prospect, Logan Evans. He's been rising through the ranks. This line moved a lot. I wonder if there was a pitching change. I want to see where this line could have reopened up. It looks like it reopened up around midnight at minus 143 for the Mariners. It's down to 138. Line opened up 7.5 minus 105. It's on 7.5 plus 105. So move towards the under here as well. I do lean under the total in this game. This is Logan Evans' first start. Max Meyer has been awesome. 2.1 ERA, 1.07 whip, 12.3 strikeouts per nine, which is 34%. 2.1 walks per nine, a 319 BABIP, a 2.39 FIP, and a 2.23 Sierra. Bullpen edge is a pretty significant one for the Mariners. The hitting edge is a advantage for them as well. And wow, do the Mariners hit left-handed pitching well, or right-handed pitching well. 131 WRC plus, which is number 1 in baseball. I did not think I'd be saying that that the Mariners have the number 1 offense in baseball against right-handed pitchers at all this year, and here we are. For me, this is Mariners or no bet. I kind of like Logan Evans. I don't like the way the market's moving against them, though, which is ultimately, I think, going to keep me off of it. But it would be a small lean towards the Mariners in this game. And I think the better bet, though, in this game would be under the total, and it would probably be a first 5 under, not a full game under, because I do not trust the Marlins bullpen for this one here. But I'm not really going to jump on an under here in this spot. So lean under in this game, but not betting it. What's good, Nicholas Handy? What is good? We will continue on. 2 games remaining in the MLB. A series that I've made some money on so far. I've cashed the Rays first 5 in both games so far this series. We have Zach Littell versus Randy Vasquez. Line opened up -125. It's now 119 for the Padres. Line opened up at an 8, -115. It's now 8 at -105. Move towards the over here as well. Vasquez is a fade pitcher for me, and I have a feeling I'm going to land right back on fading him again today. 81% of tickets and 56% of cash on the Padres. The line's moving against them. 78 and 85 is on the over. The line is moving towards the over. Zach Littell is kind of tough to trust, though. 5.28 ERA, 1.24 whip. 6.52 strikeouts per 9, which is 18%. 2.17 walks per 9, and 253 BABIP, but 5.89 FIP, and a 4.36 ERA. On the flip side, Randy Vasquez, 3.97 ERA, 1.59 whip. His ERA was in the 1s, and then we saw that negative regression coming, and he got hit. 3.57 walks per 9, and 9% strikeout rate. That's way too low, especially when you walk 6.75 per 9. So you're walking more batters than you're striking out. A 257 BABIP, a 4.61 FIP, and a 6.96 ERA. The bullpen edge does go towards the Padres. The hitting edge, though, significant towards the Rays, 121 WRC plus, which is 4th against lefties, compared to the Padres, 107 WRC plus, which is 12th. I want the Rays in this game. I want to go back to the Rays in the first 5 innings. That is one spot I am going to bet them, and I kind of want to double up on them, trying to get the most out of fading the negative regression we project for Randy Vasquez. And I think the best way to do that would be a team total over. Now, would it be a first 5 team total over or a full game team total over is a question. Because I'm seeing 3.5 -150 for the first 5 team, or for the full game team total over. First 5 is 2.5 +115. I kind of want to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to just focus on, because I like this Padre bullpen. I think the Padre bullpen is strong, and I think it's one of the better units in baseball. And I would like to I think the bigger edge for me is to strictly fade Randy Vasquez. And for me, in order to do that, I found the spot to do it. First 5 team total over 2.5 +115 for the Tampa Bay Rays. And we're going right back to the Tampa Bay Rays in the first 5 innings. And -105 here in this spot as well. Cash with it the first 2 games. Going right back to it for the 3rd game. Love this spot to fade Randy Vasquez. So that's where we're going to go in this game. Rays team total over 2.5 for first 5 at +115. Full game. Or first 5 money line as well. There you go. I was rewatching the show. Finally caught up. We got to love that 2-time speed, right? Probably made my voice sound less annoying too. But we'll move on. Sunday night baseball, the final game on the card in the MLB before we get into the NBA and the NHL. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here between Nola and Tyone. We have this line opening up at a 106. It's now 117, so we even move towards the Cubbies. Line opened up at an 8 -105. It's now 8 -125. So move towards the over here as well. 85% tickets and 77% of cash is on the over. Line is moving towards the over. 72 and 58 is on the Cubbies in this game. The line is moving towards the Cubbies. Aaron Nola, 6.43 ERA, 1.61 whip. The Phillies are, I think, 0-5 when he's on the mound so far this year. 9.96 strikeouts per 9, which is 25%, 3.54 walks per 9, a 364 BABIP, a 4.88 FIP, and a 3.58 CR. I do expect better from Aaron Nola, and I think eventually he'll be a bet-on pitcher. I don't know if this is the spot, though. Jamison Tyone, 4.73 ERA, 1.20 whip, 8.1 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%, 2.36 walks per 9, a 263 BABIP, a 4.45 FIP, and a 3.92 CR. Bullpen edge, going towards Philly, but they're both not particularly great. Hitting edge does go towards the Cubs, 119 WRC plus, which is 6th, compared to 102, which is 20th. Lean Cubs early. Cubs first 5 could be an interesting look in this spot, but ultimately, I can sit back and I can look at this game a little bit deeper as we get through the day, because this is the Sunday night game, so I do have extra time to look at this one here. But is this a spot where I am going to get involved with it? No. I do think that there are better spots on the card, and this is not one that I am going to bet on. It would be Cubs first 5 or no bet, but that's how I'm going to end my MLB card, is with a pass. So it looks like for me in the MLB today, I do have a couple double up spots. I kind of got a couple of spots I like. Mets, Nationals over 7.5. Tigers first 5 run line as well as the first 5 over 4. Twins -1. Milwaukee, St. Louis over 7.5. Tampa Bay team total over 2.5 plus 115. And for the first 5 and the first 5 money line. Braves first 5 money line. Pirates first 5 and full game. And that is all for baseball. So I will not have anything in that last game there. But it is what it is. We will move on, and let me make the transition from the MLB to the NBA. Let me switch over my line history. Let me switch over my cash flow. As we'll talk about some New York Knicks and some Detroit Pistons. The Knicks lead the series 2-1. The Knicks won Game 3 in Detroit there. A game that I kind of leaned towards the Knicks, but ended up not betting it. But I thought that could have been a decent Knicks spot. We have 51% of tickets and 53% of cash on the Pistons in this game, 90% of tickets and 88% of cash on the over in this spot as well. I am waiting for the history to come up, but when we are doing that, we'll talk about these Pistons and the Knicks. The Pistons lost the first game by 11, bounced back and won by 6 in Game 2. And then lost by 2 in Game 3. And they closed as 1.5-point dogs in Game 3. Now they're 2.5-point favorites. And I get why the line is the way it is. And I do believe that they are probably worth a look in this game. But for me, it's a lean towards the Pistons in this spot. Take a look at the cash of the line history. It opened up 1.5. It's now 2.5. If I can find a reasonable money line or 2, I think I'm going to move on the Pistons in this game. And I could see this as a spot where the Pistons bounce back after a Game 3 loss. So I think this is a nice opportunity for the Pistons here in this spot. Let me find it. Let's see what the best available number is here in this one. -130 over on ESPN Bet. I'm going to move on that. I'll move on the Pistons money line at -130 here instead of laying the 2.5. I'll just take the -130 on the money line. I do think this is a bounce back game for the Pistons to come back and tie up the series again as we head back to New York. So Pistons here -130 for me on the money line. Nats money line, Volpe over half an RBI, Yankees run line. Zach Neto doubles, O's game first 5 over 4, Jace Jung over half an RBI, Indians money line, Drew Waters RBIs, Royals game first 5 under 4, Cards game over 8, Jacob Wilson over half an RBI, A's run line, Pirates first 5 money line, Pirates full game money line, love it. And JP Crawford over half an RBI, Seiya Suzuki over half a double. My MLB plays today. There you go. Down yesterday, need a big bounce back day today. There you go. Pistons money line or Pistons first half. I don't hate either. We'll move on. We have the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the LA Lakers. We have the T-Wolves 2.5-point favorites with a total of 208.5. The T-Wolves lead the series 2-1 over the Lakers, looking to take a 3-1 series lead. Line opened up at around a 3. It's now a 2.5. So we do a slight move towards the Lakers. Line opened up 209.5. It's down to a 208. To nobody's surprise, money is coming on the Lakers, but the line's moving accordingly. 58% of tickets and 63% of cash is on the Lakers in this one here. 89% of tickets, 87% of cash is on the over in this spot. I see this as a back and forth type of series here, and I could see the Lakers bouncing back and winning this game. This is a Lakers team that I believe after losses this year have actually been pretty good, or as of late have been pretty good. And this is a Minnesota team. I did back them in Game 3. I've been spot on about this series the entire time. Had the Pistons, had the Timberwolves Game 1, had the Lakers Game 2, had the T-Wolves Game 3, and I kind of want the Lakers in Game 4. And kind of want to take a look where Tim is on this spot. I think Tim might agree with me here in this one. Taking the Lakers here in this spot to bounce back. I think this is a back and forth type of series that we see go 7 games. And I would look towards the Lakers in the spot here. You can get +3 minus 120 over on Bovada, plus 2.5. I'm going to go with the 3 at 120 on Bovada. I'm going to take the Lakers here in this spot. Lakers plus 3 at minus 120 Bovada as a chance for them to come back, tie up the series. They are the better team in this one here. So I'm on the Lakers at plus 3 in this game in this one. My records is probably terrible in the MLB, but that plus money keeps me from not crashing down. Yeah, I think you went 8. No, I don't remember what you went in the previous one because I've already X'd them all out. But you are in the negatives right now. You are down 4.64 units, and your record is you're down 4.64 units, but you're 34 games under 500. Lakers money line, Wolves money line. Lakers are too public. 58% of the tickets for me is not too public at all. 58% of the tickets, 63% of the cash. The money line's 54 and 93. So I see. Tim took the Wolves. Wow. I'm against him on that one then. Cade 40 points. Fair. We'll move on. The Boston Celtics taking on the Orlando Magic in this game. The Celtics are minus 7 with a total of 197. Let's take a look at the line history in this one, which got X'd out. That's great. I accidentally X'd out my line history here. So I got to wait a minute for this to load. We'll look at the cash flow, though, where we have 75% tickets and 79% cash on the Celtics in this game, 59 and 64 on the over in this one here. Very low total in this spot, which we've seen low totals all series long here in this one. I think we'll see more low totals as we go through the playoffs as well. We have the Orlando Magic off the win, game 3, making the series 2 games 2-1 in favor of the Lakers. It was a squeaked out win. They were 5.5-point dogs. They win by 2. And the question is Tatum returning? It looks like Tatum is going to return. Drew Holiday's still out. And Jaylen Brown is still day-to-day. So it looks like Tatum will be back in, which I think explains why this line's a 7 instead of a 5.5 like we saw in the first game, or in the first game in Orlando, game 3. Line opened up 6.5. It's now 7. Line opened up 197. It's now 199. Maybe this is a Celtics team total over spot, or is it maybe just a full game over spot in this one here? As this seems very, very low, this total, and I get it why it's low. It's moved up. It's moved up though, and the line's moving towards it. What is the Celtics team total over in this spot? I can imagine it's probably in the low 100s. And I don't think we're going to be asked. I think 110 could probably be a winning bet, right? It is 102.5 minus 115 on DraftKings. I'm gonna lead. That's gonna be my lead in this game is taking the Celtics in the for the team total over. Not enough for me to want to go ahead and back it. But with that being said, it would be Celtics team total over. No bet for me in this one. But we'll move on to the last game here. The Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Indiana Pacers. The Bucks take game 3. They cover the number. They're 4.5-point favorites, total of 226.5 in this game. Line opened up at a 5. It's down to a 4.5. So we do have a move towards the Pacers in this game here. Line opened up 226.5. Still 226.5. Slight move towards the over. 8 cents, though, towards the over. We have 60% of tickets, 63% of cash on the Bucks, and the line's moving the opposite way. Tells me the Pacers are live in this game. Very, very live in this game. 79% tickets, 77% of cash is on the over in this one as well. It's just Pacers are no bet. That's the only way I would look in this game is Pacers are no bet. And the question is, do you want to take the points with them here in this spot? And I kind of do. In this one, the market's moving towards them. The public's some Bucks, and I can still get a 5 at minus 120 over Armada. I'm gonna take a shot with them here. I'm gonna take a shot with the Pacers at plus 5 in this one, minus 120 in this game. This is the Pacers team I think advances past this Bucks team pretty easily, and I will look to back them here in this spot. So for me, it is Pacers plus 5 in this one, minus 120 over on Bovada. Magic spread. I could see the Magic covering. That's why I was looking more towards the Boston team total over. I don't want to lay 7 points on the road with a total lower than 200. That's asking a little bit much, I think, in that spot. But We will make the transition from the NBA to the NHL. We have the St. Louis Blues taking on the Winnipeg Jets, minus 135, minus 140 for the Jets, total of 5.5 in this game. We have the Blues taking game 3 to make it 2-1 in the series, looking to tie it up today on home ice. And I think that's exactly what they do in this spot. I did get the St. Louis Blues in this game, and I got them, I believe, at plus 115. If I remember right, was it 115 or was it 120 for the Blues? This game, puck drop in an hour and a half. I got 115 with the Blues here in this spot, and I like it. It's the Blues team that's been extremely dominant at home as of late, and where they've struggled is on the road. So I can see Winnipeg taking game 5 to take a 3-2 series lead, but I see the good times continuing on here for the St. Louis Blues at home. And you're giving me a dog price with them at home. I'm going to take a shot with it here, plus 115 with the St. Louis Blues. I do believe that they can tie up the series at the end of this game and then head back to Winnipeg with a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum to potentially steal a series. But for me, it is just Blues money line plus 115 in this game here. What about Pacers team total over? I won't talk you off of Pacers team totals over. I won't talk you off Pacer overs in general. So, yeah, I'll agree with that there. We have the Carolina Hurricanes and the New Jersey Devils. We have the Hurricanes minus 175 favorites on the road, total of 5.5 in this game. I took a shot with the Devils again. I took them in game 3 for first period full game, cashed them both. They took care of business, winning 3-2 in overtime. And now they are at home again. And one thing we have noticed with this Carolina Hurricanes team, and something I kind of want to see before backing them at all, is I think this team's a bet against team on the road. When you look at their playoff numbers since 2020, this team is 9-19 when they're away from Raleigh. So you take them away from PNC Arena or the Lenovo Center, and they struggle on the road. Absolutely, they do. And I could see that again here in this spot. Because why? Let's think. Why would Carolina struggle on the road here? Well, it's pretty simple. Rod Brindamore lives on being able to set the matchups and stuff along those lines there with what lines he wants to go up against other lines. Because when you have the opponent's best scoring line on the ice, he'll usually throw the Jordan Staal line out there, one of those shutdown type of lines there. He's unable to do that on the road. He is able to do that at home, which is a big reason why Carolina has so much success at home, but not as much on the road. So, yeah, you give me an opportunity here to fade the Carolina Hurricanes on the road at plus 150. I'll take a small stab at that here, plus 150 with the New Jersey Devils in this game for me. Devils money line. Yes, Devils money line. Love it. We'll move on. The Washington Capitals take on the Montreal Canadiens, Les Habitants, in this one here. Minus 115 for the Caps, total of 6 in this game. It'll be Dobes versus, it looks like it'll be Thompson available for this game for the Washington Capitals. Does worry me a little bit. I think maybe if you like the Capitals, take a first period shot with them because Dobes generally struggles in the first period, and so does this Canadian team. But with that being said, I'm on the Montreal Canadiens again. I like the way the way they play at the Bell Center here in the playoffs. And I looked, and when I took them to win the series, my assumption was they win their home games and they need to steal one on the road because I think the Bell Center is a pretty significant edge for them. They're at home. They feel comfortable playing at home, and it allows them to play better when they are at home. And I think that's what happens here in this spot. And I will continue. I will continue to back the Canadiens, especially at home in this series. I'm on the Habitants at minus 105 in this game here for me. Do you like the first period plus a half? I would lean that way, yeah. I don't like that play. I love that play. The Devils money line? Yes. Or are you talking about the Canadiens? I like both. I like the Canadiens an awful lot today. We'll move on. Final game on the card. This is one that I'm very confident on. That at the very least they take this game, and I think they're still very, very live to win the series. I got plus 375 live to win the series. I have the minus 20 pre-series. Give me the Oilers on the minus 1 line here in this game. I got plus 119. This is a home dominated series, and I'm just hoping Edmonton can steal one on the road to cash the series price, because I think if Edmonton takes one game on the road this series, the series is over. The Edmonton Oilers win, and I think that it is that significant for them to win a road game in this series, and I think they do. Whether it's game 5 or whether it's game 7, I did say Oilers in 7 for this series, so I think they take game 5. They take game 4. The Kings bounce back with game 5. The Oilers take game 6, and then they steal game 7. That's my script for this series. So I think I might back the Kings next game at home. But with that being said, I'm on the Oilers in this game here. Oilers -1, plus 119. I think they are the better overall team in the series as well. And I will look to back them here in this spot. So Oilers -1, plus 119 to close out today's card. But that is everything for today's games. If you guys have not already, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here at ESB, which is every single morning, anywhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Earle Sports Bet Show. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and good luck.